Hello, good morning, viewers. You're welcome to another interesting newspaper review on Idea TV. I am Gabriel Matthew Seriki, and today we'll be taking a look at what the newspaper has to say. Being Friday today, we'll be taking a look at the Guardians, the Punch, the Daily Sun, the New Telegraph, and we'll also take a look at the Tribune. So today on the front page of the Guardians, we'll be taking a look at what the Guardian has to say, and we have to say how 300% cost spike, drug rationing turns diabetes to death threat. How 300% cost spike, drug rationing turns diabetes to death threat. You can get that on the Guardians. Then moving on the new page 7 of the Guardian, we have Kano Governor, Deputy parts away over defection. Kano Governor, Deputy parts away over defection. You can also get that on the Guardian. Then we also have close to it there, we have alleged 110.4 billion fraud. EFCC tenders fresh bank record against Yahaya Bello. Others. You can get that on page 7. You see how alleged 110.4 billion fraud. EFCC tender fresh bank record against Yahaya Bello. Others. Then close to it, we also have more bank meets recapitalization threshold as tally exceed 20. More banks meet recapitalization threshold as tally exceed 20. That is on the business. You can get that on page 18 of the Guardian. Then we also have going down the Guardian, we have on health. It says over 11.4 billion Nigerians are diagnosed battling diabetes. Over 11.4 billion Nigerians are diagnosed battling diabetes. Then we also move further to the down page. We also have only a third of those diagnosed received proper treatment. Still talking about health there. We can still take a look at what they have to say about, you say, diabetes kills about 30,000 to 40,000 Nigerians yearly. Diabetes kills about 30 to 40,000 Nigerians yearly. Moving down, we also have cost of medication spikes between 300 to 500% in 3 years. That is still on health issue, of which we know how diabetes has really has dealt with Nigerians in the past, and we know how the cause of diabetes, how lack of nutrition and lack of not taking care of the younger ones, and what should be done, what should be put in place for this thing to be cured away, you know. So moving down, we still have on the Guardian, it says armed forces resolute against terrorism, says CDS, amidst poster about Tinubu absence. Armed forces resolute against terrorism, says CDS, amid poster about Tinubu absence. You can get that on page 6 of the Guardian. Then moving further, we have NESG project 5.5% growth, 16% inflation in 2026, warn against policy revenue. You can get that on page 6, of the Guardian. Then moving further, we have just close to the Guardian, we have U.S. sanctioned foreign airline battle drops in passenger traffic. U.S. sanctioned foreign airline battle drop in passenger traffic. That is, you can see the picture of Donald Trump there on the panorama page 2 of the Guardian. Then moving down, just close to Donald Trump page there, we have FG ASOS deals promises improve post-service welfare for academic staff. FG ASOS deal promises improve post-services welfare for academic staff. You can get that on page 25 of the Guardian. Then moving down on page 27, we have Fubara impeachment stalls as lawmaker fails to reconvene. Fubara impeachment stalls as lawmakers fails to reconvene. You can get that on page 7 of the Guardian. Then moving down of the daily of still the Guardian, we have it says Atiku son dump PDP for APC. backs Tinubu second term. I think this is the most trending news story I've observed today in the news, and I think it's still on the Tribune. It says Atiku's son dumped PDP for APC, backs Tinubu's second term. You can get that on page 2 of the Panorama newspaper on the Guardians. I think that is an interesting story. I think you need to pick up the Guardians and analyze and digest to know what is really up to there as Tinubu, because it's not funny if Atiku's son has to dump PDP for APC. We all know how the story goes. All right, moving further to the Punch. Moving further to the Punch, on the front page, still on the front page of the Punch, we have 2027, which is the upside. Atiku's son joined APC, backed Tinubu re-election. You can see that at the front page, just at the up there. Then on the front page of the Punch, we have US votes $430 million for security operation in Nigeria. Others. On page 2 of the Punch is boldly written there. US votes $413 million for security operation in Nigeria. Others. Then moving on page 7 of the Punch, which is the up page there, we have Rivers crisis. Assembly shelves sitting amid rumor, plot against speaker. That is another interesting story there. It says Rivers crisis. Assembly shelves sitting amid rumors, plot against speaker. Can get that on the page 7. Then going down to page 3, just close to page 7 there on the Punch, we have Alaafin kicks as Makinde installed Lodoja chairman of Oba's Council. Alaafin kicks as Makinde installed Lodoja chairman of Oba's Council. You can get that on page 3 and digest what they have to say there about the Alaafin Oba Council of chairman. All right, moving down, we have a counter-insurgency campaign. Moving down on the Punch, we have 2026 Fiscal Act backed African Bureau as U.S. African tracks Russia military ambition. 2026 Fiscal Act backed African Bureau as U.S. African tracks Russian military ambition. Moving down and still on the Punch newspaper, we can see the Vice President there, President Shettima, paying respect and to the lost fallen soldiers here. We have Armed Forces Day. Tinubu government celebrates soldiers, fallen heroes. Armed Forces Day. Tinubu government celebrates soldiers, fallen heroes. We all know what really transpired between the fallen heroes of Nigeria, how the fallen heroes they have really laid down their life for the people of Nigeria. We can see the Vice President there paying respect in honor of the fallen heroes. So quickly, moving further to the Daily Sun. Moving to the Daily Sun, we have on the Daily Sun, boldly written there, we have I won't forget slain soldiers. Tinubu still talking about the fallen heroes. I won't forget slain soldiers, says Tinubu. Then on the front page of the Daily Sun, which is the up page by page 2, we have FG not charging VAT on banking services, NRS. FG not charging VAT on banking services, NRS. You can get a copy of that and digest and look at what they have to say about the NRS. Then coming down to page 6, still on the Daily Sun, it says the Sun award exit senators. The Sun award exit senators Adiola, Zenith Bank. The Sun award exit senators Adiola, Zenith Bank. You can get that and digest what they have to say about there. Then coming down to the main front page of the Daily Sun, we still have under the page 8, we have as Shettima, Akpabio orders honors fallen heroes. Governor emphasized lessons from scars of Nigerian history to learn from 1966 COP Civil War. You can still get that on page 8, still talking about the fallen heroes and on page 8 of the lesson. Okay, moving down to page 6 of the lesson, we have ADC faults Tinubu's absence at Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration. ADC faults Tinubu absence at Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration. We all know that the president is not around there. His absence was really emphasized there, but the vice president was there to stand in for him and to pay the respect to the fallen heroes. All right, moving further to page 4, still close to the page 6 of the lesson, we have court fixed March 16th for DSS to open case against 2 Asaru commanders. Court fixed March 16th for DSS to open case against 2 Asaru commanders. You can get that and read what the news has to say about that. Then going further on page 27, just close to it, it said Dangote Cement targets 90 million tons, splashes 15 billion on distributors. Dangote Cement targeted 90 million tons, splashes 15 billion on distributors. You can get that to know what Dangote has to say about splashing 15 billion on distributors. All right, moving further to the last page of the daily sun, that is on page 28. We have Alaafin absence as Makinde inaugurates Alubadan as chairman Oyo State Council of Obas. Alaafin absent as Makinde inaugurates Olubadan as chairman Oyo State Council of Oba. So we have a lot of this here on the daily sun, so you can just go through the lesson and see what they have to say and digest more on it. All right, moving further, we are going to the New Telegraph. Moving further to the New Telegraph, and let's see what the New Telegraph newspaper has to say. On the front page of the New Telegraph, we have it says Armed Forces Remembrance Day. It's talking about the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. It says your losses is profound. Tinubu tells families of fallen heroes. Armed Forces Remembrance Day, your loss is profound. Tinubu tells families of fallen heroes. It's just a tragedy that we have to lose our heroes on that. You can grab that and see what they have to say on that, what the New Telegraph still punching on the fallen heroes of Nigeria. It says, still going further to the front page on page 5, still on the Telegraph, it says, 2027, Kwankwaso set fresh condition for defection to APC. That is on page 5. 2027, Kwankwaso set fresh condition for defection to APC. But that is by Kwankwaso. Then on page, still on that front page, we have Nigerian Paros border, fueling insecurity, General Musa. Nigerian Paros border, fueling insecurity, General Musa. You can get that still on the front page of the New Telegraph. We can see General Musa there still saying how they are fueling insecurity by other borders to instigate insecurity in Nigeria. All right, moving to page 4 of the New Telegraph, we have court fixed February 16 for suit seeking derogation. Court fixed February 16 for suit seeking the registration of ADC, AA, 3 others. So you can get that to hear what Mark has to say about fixing 16 for seeking the registration, the registration of ADC, AA, and 3 others. All right, moving further by Momodu, or still on page 7 of the New Telegraph, we have Dele Momodu defect to ADC, vows to join effort to rescue Nigeria. That is interesting one. You can get that on the front page of the New Telegraph. Moving down to page 11 of the New Telegraph, we have Obi is in 2027 presidential race for common good, Abdul Karim. Obi is in 2027 presidential race for common good, Abdul Karim. That is on the page 11 of the New Telegraph. You can get a copy of that and go through it. Still on the page 6, we have court strikes out defamation suit against Natasha. Court strikes out defamation suit against Natasha. You can grab a copy of that and digest what they have to say about court striking out a defamation suit against Natasha. All right, moving down to the New Telegraph. On the down page of the New Telegraph, we have impeachment. Rivers Assembly shun resumption date. Impeachment. Rivers Assembly shun resumption date. You know, you can get that on the page, on page 256 and page 30 of the New Telegraph. Then just on page 4, just close to the down page, we have NBS, Nigerian December 2025 inflation rises to 15.15%. NBS, Nigerian December 2025 inflation rises to 15.15%. You can get that on page 4. Then down page of the last page of the New Telegraph, which is page 29, exposure to forever chemical linked to diabetes in pregnancy study. Exposure to forever chemical linked to diabetes in pregnancy. All right, that is all we have for you on the New Telegraph. You can get most of these stories and read them and digest them, and we'll still be bringing you more. All right, moving further to the Tribune. We are moving further to the Tribune. Let's see what the Tribune have for us today. All right, on the front page of the Tribune, we have relief for exporters, importers, bank as Nigerian exit EU financial high-risk list. It's a relief for exporters, importers, banks as Nigeria exits EU financial high-risk list. All right, that is on the front page of the Tribune. You can get a copy of that. So moving on to the front page, still on the front page, on page 16, which is the up page of the Tribune, we have article son, Abba dumps PDP, vows to mobilize for Tinubu's re-election. This is a trending story that has really been trending since today. How Atiku Son's Abba dumps PDP, vows to mobilize for Tinubu's re-election. You know, it's an interesting story that we really need to know, to read and to digest, to know what the Tribune has to say about that. All right, moving on to page 5 of the Tribune. You say VAT is on a charge collected by banks on customer transaction. VAT is on charge collected by banks on customers transaction by NRS. You can get that on page 5 of the Tribune. All right, moving down, still on the Tribune, we have on page 4, it says national economic to grow by 4.7%. Financial minister then says country has shifted from stabilization to consolidation. Pardon. All right. See, going further, we have headline inflation eased to 15.50% in December 2025, says NBS. All right, still going further, at the Tribune, we have a lot of storyline on Tribune today. We're still on page 22 of the Tribune, just down. We have Shetima Akpabio, governors, service chiefs, others, honors fallen heroes. Still talking about the fallen heroes of Nigeria. All right, on page 22, Akpadocom gone hush money. Akpadocom guns hunt money, reconducts debates on federalism democracy. You can get that on page 22 of the Tribune. So down on the Tribune, on page 6, it says Allah absence absence. I think we have taken this already. Still hammering on the Allah absence as Olubadan emerges chairman Oyo Council of Obas and Chiefs. That is on the page 6. So moving further to page 3 of the Tribune, we have 2026 budget, 344.8 billion retained for NAS. 2026 budget, 344.8 billion retained for NAS. You can get that on page 3. Then going to health, see on the Tribune, on page 4, we have exercise like medicine can ease depression symptom study. Exercise like medicine can ease depression symptom study. All right, this is all we have for the Tribune newspaper. You can get a copy of Tribune newspaper and read more to get more insight on what they have to say about the stories and the headlines. All right, moving further, we are going to Vanguard. Let's see what Vanguard has to say. On the front page of the Vanguard, we have 152 trillion debt driven by forex rate adjustment reform. 152 trillion debt driven by forex rate adjustment reform. Financial Minister. You can get that to know what they have to say about the forex rate adjustment reform. All right, moving further on the Vanguard, on the up page of the Vanguard, on page 12 of the Vanguard, we have Rivers Assembly fails to resume amid impeachment saga. Rivers Assembly fails to resume amid impeachment saga. All right, moving further to page 27, still on the Vanguard, we have Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Tinubu, Shettima, Governor orders pays tributes to fallen hero. Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Tinubu, Shettima, governors orders pays tribute to fallen heroes. Still talking about the fallen heroes of Nigeria. All right, moving further to page 6, still on the Vanguard, we have abducted doctor in Edo regain freedom. Abducted doctor in Edo regain freedom after 50 million ransom. That is talking about the kidnapping of abducted doctor that regained freedom after 50 million ransom. That is on insecurity. We all know how insecurity in Nigeria has really disturbed and destabilized our system. All right, moving further to the down page of still on the Vanguard, we have on page 7, the gun hegemony. How military incursion arrested Nigerian growth. The gun hegemony. How military incursion arrested Nigerian growth. Ayokun, Amuka, Apadokun, others. Ayokun, Amuka, Apadokun, and others. You can get that on page 7 of the Vanguard and read more on what they have to say about the military incursion arrested in Nigerian growth. All right, moving to the next the next page. All right, I think we have to just do a quick recap on most of the news we have today. I think that will be all. We have the guidance, what the Guardian has to say. I think the trading story of what the Guardian has to say today. We have the article Sons dumping PDP for APC, backs Tinubu's second term. That is another interesting story that has been really trending on the newspaper this morning. I think you can grab a copy of that and see what his intentions, what by moving from PDP to APC. Then we also have the Punch, how U.S. votes 430 million for security operation for Nigerians and other. We all know how the U.S. has been trying to come in to help in the insecurity in Nigeria. That is on the Punch. Then we also have the Daily. Trending on the Daily Sun. We have I won't forget slain soldiers, says Tinubu. I won't forget slain soldiers, says Tinubu. We all know how the insecurity. He's talking about the insecurity, how the slain soldiers, the commander was slain, and it was not appropriate. And we know we seriously sympathize with the families, and we can see the picture of Shettima on the New Telegraph. It's been a trending picture there of how he's paying the last respect to the slain soldiers. He said on the New Telegraph, we also have Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Your loss is profound. Tinubu tells families of fallen heroes. You know, you can get that on the New Telegraph. Then going to Tribune on the front page of the Tribune, we have relief for exporters, importers, banks as Nigeria exits EU financial high risk list. You can get a copy of that and digest. Then moving to Vanguard, which is the last newspaper review we have for today. We have it says 152 trillion debt driven by forex trade. 152 trillion debt driven by forex trade adjustment reform. So you can quickly go through most of this newspaper review and and get a digest and read more of what they have to say. All right, I think this is where we have to call it a wrap this morning. You still stand by as we'll still bring you more interesting programs on Idea TV. I am Gabriel Matthew Seriki. Thank you for your time.